Managing garbage. When it comes to garbage, we can divide garbage into two parts: the biodegradable garbage and the non-biodegradable garbage. Now, bio means living and degradable means to break down or to decompose. So the word biodegradable means substances that are broken down by biological process. Substances that are broken down by living organisms are called biodegradable substances. And the example of biodegradable substances is like vegetable peels, maybe spoiled food, tea leaves. These are all examples of biodegradable. There are other examples also, like cotton fabric. Then we also have jute, which is a natural fiber, is biodegradable. Silk, again a natural fiber, is also biodegradable. Decomposers, like microorganisms, they produce enzymes. These enzymes act on these biodegradable material and break them down into simpler materials and add to the nutrients in the soil. So this biodegradable material is returned back to the soil because of the biological processes taking place in the ecosystem. To repeat again, the decomposers produce enzymes, and these enzymes break down the vegetable material or other biodegradable material into smaller, simpler substances which then mix with the soil. So when it comes to non-biodegradable, means substances that are not broken down by biological process. They are broken down by physical factors like pressure and temperature. However, these substances take thousands of years to break down. So they remain in the environment for a very long time. And the example of non-biodegradable are like tires. We have the rubber in the tire. We have the metal cans. We have plastics, footwear. We have synthetic fibers like the rayon that we use. These are all non-biodegradable. And they are non-biodegradable because the decomposers that give out enzymes are unable to break down this material into simpler substances. They are unable to decompose this material. So they keep collecting in our environment. Let us now understand why some substances are biodegradable while others are not. To understand this, let us go back to digestion. In digestion, we saw that enzymes are very specific in their nature. So enzymes, what do you mean by enzymes are specific in their function? We have seen that trypsin or pepsin digests only protein. It does not digest carbohydrates. Then we saw that amylase digests only carbohydrates. It does not digest proteins. So every enzyme is very specific in nature. When it comes to plastic, we do not have an enzyme that can digest plastic. No microorganism produces an enzyme that can digest plastic. No enzyme is present that will break down plastic. So plastic remains in the environment for thousands of years. To make this point even more clear, let us take the example of coal. We use coal to produce energy. In coal, a large amount of energy is trapped. So why can't we use coal to produce or give energy to our body, because we are unable to digest coal. We have no enzymes to digest coal. Hence, our body is unable to take the energy from the coal. Had we enzymes to digest coal, probably we could have taken coal as a source of energy. But since we have no enzymes, we are unable to digest coal, we cannot use coal as a source of energy for our body. So just to summarize this, what we have learned here is, why are some substances biodegradable? Because there are enzymes present to decompose those substances. Why are some substances non-biodegradable? Because there are no enzymes available to decompose those substances. Ways of garbage disposal. Here we are going to learn different ways by which we can dispose garbage. The first one is open dumping. Like in this picture, you can see that the garbage is dumped in an open area. We are very familiar with this open dumping in Goa. Another way is landfilling. Here, big craters of mines are filled with garbage. Here you can see this big crater produced by the mines, and it is then later it could be filled with garbage. And this composting. We are familiar with composting also, which is the best way to deal with biodegradable garbage. We also can recycle garbage like plastic, metal, bottle or glass, paper. All these could be recycled, and of course reuse. Another important way to deal with garbage is incinerating, burning garbage, but not burning garbage in the open. Burning garbage in these closed incinerators. Here is a picture of an incinerator where the garbage is dumped. It is then taken into this chamber. It is burnt, and many a times the heat produced by this garbage is used to produce hot water and can be used for as another form of energy. So the different methods of garbage disposal, we'll go to that again: open dumping, landfilling, composting, recycle, reuse, or burning garbage in a closed chamber, not in the open, in closed chamber, like an incinerator. Why is garbage ever increasing? The first point is improvement in our lifestyle has resulted in greater amount of waste generation. In this first picture, we see it's a picture of an ancient household which does not have many appliances. It's very simple, very few things used. But in our modern households, we have so many more things. We have so many more appliances that we use. And after a few years, we discard these appliances and buy new appliances. When it comes to our phones, we discard our phones and we buy new phones. And this improvement or this change in our lifestyle has resulted in greater amount of garbage. Now for the second point, here we see that changes in attitude also play a role. Here more things we use are becoming disposable. Like in this picture, we can see here we use disposable plates, spoons, cups, and this increases the amount of garbage. Here we also use a lot of disposable syringe. The medical waste, there's so much more medical waste now produced, which increases garbage. And the last point here is changes in the packing material. Earlier, the packing material used was hay or paper, which was biodegradable. But the packing material used now is like the bubble wrap, which is plastic, cannot be degraded. Then we have these kind of foam or thermocol. We have these plastics that we use around our bottles, which are all biodegradable. All this has added up to increase the amount of garbage. So to go over it again, why is garbage increasing? Improvement in our lifestyles. We produce much more waste now. Changes in the attitude. We are using more and more things that are disposable. And changes in the packing material. The packing material used now is non-biodegradable. This is thermocol.